Ugh. It's really hot outside. Like, really hot. But, all I have for snacks here are some stale crackers and some room temp eggnog that's probably been sitting out for a while. I suppose the only thing to do is to take a long drive in search of that mythical cold one. You know, one of those glass bottles with like the ice on it. Sounds pretty nice. Anyway, let's go, Katerina. Forever onward, toward oblivion. And risk it all, why shouldn't we? You have front row tickets to the end of the world. Ostensibly, there's nobody left. And if there were, I guess it wouldn't make sense for them to ask me what it's like to be known as an endling, the last of my kind. Because, well, the question only makes sense when there's nobody there to ask it. But if they did exist, and decided to ask the question anyway, I'd probably say something like this. It certainly could be worse. Nobody ever complains about what's on TV. In fact, there is no TV. And there's never any bad news. There's just Katerina and me in the open road. And while I'd like to imagine we're like Elwood P. Dowd in a 6-foot case of delirium tremens, I can't claim to be anywhere near as pleasant, nor clever. But the truth about me is, I really do long for a utopia of everlasting comfort and harmony for all beings. And if I could only become some sort of magical gnome or something, or a fairy sprinkling fairy dust all over and making things swell again, well, you bet I would. You'd think that achieving this kind of thing would be easy, living the solipsistic, albeit lonely existence of an endling, where you're the only one you have to worry about. But I'm woke enough to know that harmony means real work, and that the utopia is a lie, like any ideology. And the closest thing to fairy dust that we've ever had was whatever was in JB's bank account. They said if you'd snort enough of it, you could live forever. Anyway, as an endling, I don't think I was responsible for the end of the world. But sometimes I still blame myself a little. When the virus mutated, creating terrifying nuclear zombie aliens that melted the ice caps, I often wondered if I should have done more to prevent it. But something always told me it was already a little too late. Those of us whose brains were left relatively unconsumed due to a relative lack of gray matter, I guess, and we still believed that we could no longer live the lives we wanted, or thought we deserved, anyway. So then rather than give those nasty, mean old zombies the satisfaction, they all decided to agree on one thing: to shake the Etch-a-Sketch of civilization until it was all wiped clean and ready to scribble on once more. Can't say I agree with it, or their methods. Since I did nothing to stop it, and since I was busy working in the lead-lined walk-in at Shoney's writing tomorrow's date on the Stroganoff, here I am. And since I've not seen another soul since, I have to assume I'm the last one. I like to think there's a little bit of tragic romance in the whole situation, you know, to keep going. Like I'm the last bird of a species, still calling out for its mate, not knowing whether they're still out there. So, if you're hearing this, don't let yourself be afraid. Out of fear of rejection or fear of being alone, don't be afraid to sing, to call out, to reach out and flap with your little bird arms. I mean, you can be afraid if you want. I'm not about to tell you how to live. If anything, lots of people have lived entire lives being afraid, and are sometimes very happy and successful nonetheless. So what do I know? You may find that after years of discursive wandering on this beautiful and often fucked up world of ours, that things don't always go as planned, and may just keep getting worse. But you know what to do? Just keep driving. Just keep saying to yourself, I'm adequate. And keep thinking about what might be. But I guess my point about fear is to ask whether it serves you. For me, ostensible endling, heir apparent to extinction, it just doesn't anymore. Even though I'm still afraid from time to time, it has become a choice to live in fear and silence, or to risk it all for music and passion and the possibility of harmony. I simply must go on singing, or go extinct I well and truly shall. Yeah, that's all for now. It's a beautiful night.